Hello, my loves, and welcome to this reading. It's good to see you, and if you're new here, welcome. I always like to give a little heads up before I start with my messages, simply because my readings are pretty unique. They might not be what you're used to from other readers, and just to give you some idea what you can expect. It's usually a bit of a journey, can be quite a deep dive, although today I asked for a rather short message, but you never know. I can ask for it, but do I get it? Not always guaranteed. So I realized that I don't have a lot of time over the next few days to record a lot of messages for you. So I thought I'd just come on with something quick. If it's getting loud here, I apologize. I am in a very, very busy Italian city at the moment, and so there might be some traffic noise going on around me, some sirens going off or anything. So, yeah. What I did get before I started recording here is that this message is for someone who feels like they are being watched. At first I thought, is this a benevolent kind of being watched, like guides or yes, ancestors, some kind of well-meaning spirit maybe. But yeah, no, I'm getting confirmations that this is more the feeling of being watched by other people, especially, and this is what it's giving me, is it's like a community, maybe family, but I almost feel like it's bigger than that. It almost feels like a community. I got something about a gated community. Maybe this community is very staying within their community, pretty much like staying in their gate. So I'm showing you guys. I've got this. It's heavy. It's heavy. All right. Didn't expect this to be such a heavy book, but you see this. And it's dusty as well. So here's this. It's really dusty. This city with the walls around it, and there's this heavy cloud above it. And this tower up here, it's like there's this, almost like this presence, this entity. Is it an entity? There's like a head figure, like a person. Is the person? Yeah, I almost see like a king on a throne. Maybe not a literal king, but someone who is like the head of the community. So that person seems to be like pretty much above everyone and everything else, almost like untouchable. Now I'm drawn to my scarf that's lying over there, and it has this shiny, golden, shimmery texture on it. And now I'm drawn to the tapestry here. So yeah, it's almost like royalty, with those like those symbols, those things that people used to have were of like royalty, for high rank, I hear. So there's certain attributes that they have. Material wealth. There's some kind of material wealth there as well. So okay, and in their name, it's almost like people are spying on each other. So yeah, there's this thing happening that those walls are maintained by the people themselves. So they are kind of working for that, almost like that king. It's not a literal king, but yeah, like for the head of the community. And it's like this community is gatekeeping something. They're people. It's hard to escape it. Got something about a halo. I just saw the light reflecting on my head. And Sacred Sanctum. So yeah, they are kind of out of beyond question. Like they cannot be questioned. And now I'm drawn to another picture that's hanging on the wall, and again the clouds. The clouds. So there's something very like dooming about this. So this cloud is hanging over the person this reading is for. But I feel like that's not all. I'm a bit confused. I'm not quite clear. What is that cloud about? What is that cloud about? What is it with those clouds? Let's get a few. Okay, so there's something about by the book and the higher power. And to be honest, the way I'm reading this right now is that there's something about a prophecy and something about a higher power, and I do see this in a way of like this prophecy, something from God. And with this dark cloud, that there is some kind of, like a dark prophecy. That you are, like, that this community is expecting. Um, so again, with this, this is heavy. It's heavy. Okay, so the prophecy feels heavy. It feels very heavy. And with this tower up here, now I get, this is not just the person that I've been talking about, the head I've been talking about. It's shifting on me now, and now it's speaking about that this whole community, and it feels like a religious thing to me with the prophecy and everything. That they are feeling like they are above people who are not in this community, that are not of the same belief. And so they feel like this dark prophecy is approaching. I get something about an apocalyptic prophecy, maybe even like doomsday kind of feeling with this dark cloud, and that this community, it feels like they are above it, like they are safe. But I also got the poised card in reverse, and for whoever this message is for, I feel like you are not so sure about this anymore. About all of this. For one, about if you are really above the rest of the world, if you're really that safe, that guarded. And at the same time, if this prophecy is true at all. You were taught that whatever is, like that the book that you've been taught from, that the teachings come from, that they are the truth, and that there's like this secret that this community knows about, and that this is the truth, but you're not sure about it anymore. In fact, you're actually pretty sure that it's not true. So you made your way out of this community. You went on quite the adventure for yourself, because you made your way out of this, which is not easy. It's not easy. You made your way into a different world, one that is quite unfamiliar for you. Yeah. So you're learning new things right now. I hear you have to unlearn what you've learned. What you thought to be true, you have to unlearn. And so the underlying energy for you right now is the Seven of Vessels, which is the Seven of Cups. And this is like it can be quite a dreamy energy. It's hard to pinpoint for me. And that's very much the essence of the energy itself. It's like we have so many ideas, we have so many things that that we could do, that we dream about, and we don't really know what's for us. We don't really know what's true. We don't really know where this is going. And you know what? Right now, you're not supposed to know. This is the essence of the Seven of Cups. It's not supposed to be clear right now. You're not supposed to know where this is going. And with the Apprentice of Swords, this is just confirmation for that. It's like, this is a new beginning. This is, you're learning something new, and you are supposed to be in the state of the apprentice. The fact that they let me use the tarot, for me is always about, it's a more of a grounded energy. It's more of being present with life, with what's happening in your everyday life. So far, we didn't get any major arcana cards. Still no major arcana card. So this is about the everyday life. There's something about just keep on doing the mundane stuff. Focusing on life. Okay, so something about like calm down from that idea of being one of the chosen ones. There's a very, very strong energy of coming from a community that felt chosen, and now you are kind of descending to the people like everyone else, just like the mortal rest of us. So with the Six of Coins in reverse, there is a big question mark of like, how does this work? I'm new to this. How does this work? How does this, I thought, like I was taught my entire life that I'm part of a chosen community. I'm part of a chosen collective. Suddenly I'm like, what does that mean in terms of what's for me? What can I expect from life? What can I expect from what's coming after this life? What does the universe has in store for me, or God, or whatever you want to call it, whatever the name is for you, source, like I'm usually speaking about the universe or source. So you're in a bit of a timeout right now, as long as you're figuring things out. And you know what? I do realize that with like the light coming in from above, here from the window, everything is a bit blurry. And the camera, I think, I mean, I will see how it shows on the bigger screen later. But it feels like everything is a bit blurry. And so the message here is like, yeah, things are on their way for you. Things are coming in for you. You are on the right track. But like I said, at the moment, everything is a bit blurry. Maybe you're a bit impatient with this. I'm being brought back to the feeling of being watched. Like you can't shake that feeling. I mean, if you've been in this community your entire life and you've just exited it, or maybe it's not just recently. Maybe you've been in the process for quite a while. I feel like you think you've been in this process for quite a while. So this didn't happen yesterday. So there's the question of, shouldn't I be further along? And I feel like there's this message in here for you. Don't be so impatient. Like, give yourself time. I mean, there is one thing to be in this kind of thought system your entire life, and then coming out of it, that it takes time. It takes time. Give yourself the time to recover, to your whole brain, your nervous system, everything, your thought system has to be rewired. So yeah, you're closing out a huge cycle, and you are in a death rebirth process. And I just saw 2121 on a timer, which is, for me, the 21. It's huge. It's connected to the world card in the tarot, which is the ending of a huge cycle. It's not just any cycle. It's like life cycles. It's the huge graduations in our life, those huge rites of passage. They usually don't happen overnight. They can take years sometimes. And here with the 7 of coins at the bottom of the deck, it's also speaking about the slow process, like the seeds you're planting. They're growing under the surface. You don't necessarily see what's growing. But with this being in reverse, even though it's more of the underlying energy, more the archetype, but still I read reversals in a way that they are sometimes speaking to us about how we are struggling a bit with this energy, how we are maybe impatient. Again, there's the impatience again. How we feel like, well, if I don't see what's growing beneath the earth, how do I know that it's really happening? How do I know that it's there? How do I know that I'm doing things right? Okay, so with the 5 of Swords, there is also the underlying fear of maybe that you've done something wrong. You've wronged your community, you've wronged your heritage, you've wronged your roots, you've wronged your family. So there seems to be still some kind of guilt that you're dealing with. I don't say that it's true. I'm just saying that this is showing up and that this is, again, something about the halo, something about you have, there's this white, I see like a white garment that got stained. You put a stain on it. That's how maybe you feel, or this is how others see you, or maybe both. And maybe intellectually you know that it's not true, but we don't always, like those deep belief systems, they're so deeply ingrained in us. And a bunch of cards flew out, and I'm like, do I have to read them? Do I have to take them? I asked for a short message. I told you, doesn't mean anything. Yeah, so the thing of like, simply because we ask for it, simply because we want it to be faster, doesn't mean that we get it. Usually, if we ask for it, it's taking even longer because we resisted. There's nothing wrong with asking for it, but if it's not granted, don't resist it, don't push it, because then it takes longer. So yeah, I do get a lot of confirmation about what I already said. It's not really something new. It's it's a process that takes time, and you are actually further along than you maybe think you are, but you still need some time to recover. You still need some time to implement all the things that you've learned, that you've worked through. You hold your horses, there's no need to push through. There's no need to rush. All is good, all is well. Everything is happening on time. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's also in reverse, but actually, for me, there's not really a reversal to the Wheel of Fortune, because it's just, it's those huge movements, really beyond what we even can comprehend. And yes, we are experiencing those movements, it's basically about cosmic movements, and we are experiencing them in our everyday life, but it's a bit like an ant that experiences an impact from something far greater. I don't know, if I just thought about a poem that I read in school when I was elementary school, when I was a child, and it basically described this doom imprint, this massacre happening, and it's describing structures tumbling down and this massive impact, and in the end it becomes clear that it's actually just a boy throwing a rock into an ant colony. And what's happening for them is this massive, impactful, grand thing, but they don't know what's happening, because the boy knows what's happening. And also the narrator of this poem knows even more than the boy, because the boy doesn't really see how impactful the act is that he does there. But the narrator knows it, because the narrator is telling both sides. So there are things far greater than our little self here, human, our limited capability of understanding things. So the best thing we can do is to stay as close to the center as possible, meaning staying as close to what connects us with this bigger self, this huge thing. Where can we find it? By going within, by connecting with what we know is our internal truth of being, of I am. Breathe. Simply breathe and connect with what's connecting you with life, which is your breath, which is your whatever helps you to connect in with the greater cosmos, the God, like I say, whatever you want to name it. But what brings you into contact with something bigger, more knowledgeable than you, in a way of they have the overview, whoever they is, what this higher intelligence, whatever you want to call intelligence, is. This existence, this consciousness that has a bigger overview than we do. And trust in it. And with the Apprentice of Coins in reverse, this is also speaking to me about you are discovering who you are as a completely new version. You just came out of a huge, like, of what defined you for your entire life, and now you come out of it and you have to find out who you are without that. This is huge. Don't rush yourself. Don't push yourself. You've got the rest of your new life to find out who that is. You don't have to know that within a few days, weeks, months, or even sometimes years. Sometimes it takes years. Like I say, it takes an entire lifetime. And you maybe will reinvent yourself a few more times over that course. So be patient and enjoy the process. Really enjoy the process, because it can be actually a lot of fun if you allow it just to happen. If you just allow life to show you who you are. So yeah. Sometimes it's really funny, and I'm saying, why do I even pull the cards? Because usually I'm talking about something and then I realize, oh, the cards I'm holding in my hands are exactly speaking to that. So it's this thing about enjoying life. Like, this is like a card of harvest, of like the richness, fullness of life. Just simply enjoy what life has to give. This brings me to a thing I just said the other day to someone, and he just laughed about it, because he said, like, it's kind of a truism, but it's at the same time, it is true. It was a bit funny. I said, life can actually be really good if we just allow ourselves to enjoy it, or something along those lines. And yeah, basically it's like that. It's as simple and sometimes pretty complicated as that, because it is possible to enjoy life and to just, really just enjoy it. And it can be so incredibly good. But what's holding us back from it, in so many ways, is our mind, is our belief patterns, is like our identities, what we cling on to, what we think we know is true. And the Ten of Swords is speaking to me about that you are basically just reprogramming yourself in that sense, of what you know to be true for you, what you believe is true for you. And okay, so there's something coming in of like, you need some kind of belief system for yourself as a human. You can't exist and function in this world without an identity, without an ego, without believing in something to be true. You need it. And this can be quite confusing when we are coming into an awakening of consciousness and broadening and expanding our consciousness, and then we come into like all those experiences of, wow, reality is not what we thought it was, and it's this huge thing of mind-blowing understanding of like, what is reality? Who am I? this is all like everything was kind of a circus and a farce so far. Yes, and at the same time, we do need some kind of identity to loosely hold on to in order to function in this world, because this is what we're here for. So it seems like you are leaving behind this old thought system, and now it's time for you to find out who you are, but you're still in the process of really leaving the old behind, and that is okay. And like I say, it takes time. It takes time. I know it's not easy, and this is what this is speaking about, but simply try to enjoy the process. And like I say, easier said than done, but actually you're allowed to have fun while doing it. Ooh. This feels complete. I'm closing this out, my loves. Powerful message. This is like really, this is huge. It's huge what you're doing. Don't underestimate what you're doing. Not just for yourself, but for a whole collective of others who are connected with you. So yeah, give yourself some credit and also give yourself some space. It's okay when it takes time. All right. I love you so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for contributing your time and energy. And if you found this reading helpful, if you feel like it supported you in any way, I would love to hear from you. Maybe give it a thumbs up or even subscribe to the channel. It would help me. And also the thing is, if you interact with my content or subscribe, it's easier for me to pick up on your energy, and I might channel more readings that are fitting for you. All right, my loves. Again, thanks for being here, and I would love to see you in the next one. Until then, take care.